So, Assassin's Creed Shadows finally come out. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to play it now because honestly, the game costs quite a bit and I don't think it's worth buying, especially at launch and at full price. But I wanna take advantage of the occasion about the the whole controversies and all the stuff that this game has carried with himself up until now, especially with the whole romances that have come out. That from what I've seen, the two characters have two romance options. One a straight one and a not so straight one, let's say. Especially when it comes to Yasuke, his other option, other than the straight one, which is also ludicrous because it's Nobunaga's sister, which something like that will never happen. This is straight up fan fiction territory. And they even try to pass up this game as historically accurate, which of course it's not even close. This is like full-on fan fiction territory. But yeah, his like other option, his gay option is like a non-binary character in feudal Japan, which yeah, that is also ludicrous and bullshitty, if you ask me. Because now they're putting non-binary characters. All this stupid representation in a historical time period that had none of it, honestly. Like, if you wanna put a male, like a gay character, a male gay character in it, put it in without all this stupid gender stuff, because it doesn't make sense for it to be there. It didn't even exist. But these are the same people that were claiming this game was historically accurate. This is imagine trusting them. Imagine trusting Ubisoft. But other than that, the main point of the video is that some people, marketers, fanboys, people who like to defend these things, always like to say, well, it's optional. It's optional. You control the buttons you press. Haha, like the Doom Twitter said. But well, yeah, the problem is that with this argument is that yes, I do control the buttons I press, but you also do control what you put in the fucking game. This is a very dishonest argument, in my opinion. Because who says you have to put certain things in a game? You have a budget. With that budget, you have to choose which things make it into the final game. So why are you giving priority to this kind of stuff, to non-binary romances, gay characters and all so on? Why are you giving them priority over something that probably would be more important to implement with the budget you have? Because that's the main point. Like, you're making a game for gamers. Like, honestly, who the fuck is not gonna buy your game because it doesn't have gay romances? That should be the last thing you should put in your game if you have enough time and enough budget to do it. But no, instead, that's one of the first things now that's put in the games, one of their main priorities, because they are pretty much paid to do it. It increases their EGS score and all that stuff, so they are incentivized to put that shit in the game. But even at the expense of other more important things. For example, like in Kingdom Come 2, they put in a gay romance and all that stuff. Yeah, it's optional. Yeah, they do put in a gay romance, which is optional, but they also did not put in, according to the director. This is the director saying it, it's not me. They haven't put in the same amount of buildings that can be entered, like mostly cathedrals, compared to the first game. So now you're making a sequel to a game, but you're not implementing the same things that were in the first game. But you had the time instead to implement something that was completely optional, even though I'm paying for that, because if I buy the game, I'm paying for everything, even if for the optional content I have no interest in. So this argument is just stupid, because we're not talking about accessibility options. Like, if you want to make the game easier for certain people, like Doom the Dark Ages is doing, like giving them a slider to make things ultra easy, whatever, I don't give really a fuck about that. It's those people were not gonna play on Ultra Nightmare or Nightmare or whatever anyway, because I don't think those sliders are gonna be available on Nightmare. Those are probably only for normal and whatever. I think, because it wouldn't make sense to play the game on Nightmare and then pull down a slider to the lowest level. I don't think. I will hope so. This is not that, which I can understand. This is a completely different matter. You spend your resources and time and money on something that, honestly, like, I'm gonna be very frank. How many gay people who care about this stuff also play games? It's a very, very, very small minority. So why the fuck are you pandering to them? I don't know. I mean, I kind of know. It's because they need to get the funding for all that bullshit. So each progressive point they put in their game, they probably get a better ESG score. So that gives them more money, more financial incentives, and all that stuff, which Ubisoft is clearly has been doing for a long time. That's why they're putting all this bullshit in their games. But that just goes to show, like I said, they're putting content it's optional, but I'm paying for it. They are using their time and resources to put in the game, to waste time and put that shit in the game. And I'm also paying for it with my own fucking money if I buy the game. So no, the fact that it's optional, it doesn't excuse them from putting this bullshit in the game. I think it's ludicrous, it's retarded, and it's detrimental. That should be the last fucking thing you add to your game if you have time, and if you think it's gonna move some copies. But like I said, nobody's not gonna buy the game because it has no gay romances. Honestly, like, let's be fucking real. They are trying to prop up a very small minority of people and making them sound more important than they are. This is just bullshit. Now, I mean, as a general rule, I'm not even, like I said before, that much against it, if it makes sense. Like, for example, in Cyberpunk, let's say, if they want to give you both a male, like a straight and a gay romance, yeah, whatever. I don't really care that much. It kind of makes sense because it's a game set in the, let's say, in the future. Yeah, technically it's in the future. So it's modern times. Plus, it's a character that you create from scratch. So it makes sense. Like, if they want to put it in, let them put it in. I don't give a shit. But in games like these, it doesn't make sense because putting all this stuff in the game, or at least like a non-binary character, it's fucking pandering. It's just forced as fuck and it doesn't make sense. Or, for example, even in the case of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, I think the name was, they did put in the game like a lesbian character in the Egypt portion. I mean, Egypt is a Muslim country, and we're talking about like the early 20th century. So, what do you think will happen to a lesbian in a Muslim country in the early 20th century? Yeah, that is fucking stupid. It even ruins the immersion of the games they are trying to make because they push this bullshit. They want to make games that take place in certain historical periods, and then they put black characters in them, like having prominent roles, or lesbians or gays in Muslim countries. Like what woman assassins like they did in Assassin's Creed Mirage in a Muslim country? Like what the fuck are you doing? Honestly, this is just stupid. You either make a game in an historical period and you make it faithful as much as you can, of course, because there are limits, or otherwise just do something else because you're just wasting your audience time. You're just insulting their intelligence. Like you can't have both. You can't have a faithfully recreated historical period and also push the diversity, inclusion, kumbaya bullshit. It doesn't work that way. But this is just my opinion, which is always the right one. No, but yeah. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts, but there's not that much else to say. Like it's just a dumb inclusion. When there's situations like these, it's just dumb. It goes literally against the setting. It goes against everything that's in the setting. So yeah, but yeah, let me know your thoughts and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye, guys.